everyone. In today's video, I want to show you a workflow that we put together so that when you're done with surveillance, or your investigators are done with their investigation, or your attorneys are done with their interview, or whatever the case is, that you have a kind of workflow to gather your expenses and to gather the information you got that day. So let's go into a case here. I'm just going to go into any case. We need to add a journal entry, but instead of just adding a journal entry and then kind of say, I'll add my expenses tomorrow, we kind of made it so that you want to go to your expenses. And when you create a new expense, it's going to ask you, do you want to create a journal right after this and kind of connect the two? So yes, we want to do that. The employee that's submitted the expense, and you can submit what activity this is for, okay? A tracking category, the actual expense date. So if this was a date other than today, we would go and change the date. But there's two areas. One is our time expense, which essentially is going to be all your hours that you spend on case, travel time. And then expenses, which are going to be things like, ancillary expenses like admission to something or mileage or anything else. Database fees. So if you have a database that you constantly run and it costs you, I don't know, $16, $17 per time you run it, and you don't bill your clients now, maybe that's something you want to start billing your clients for and making sure that that's added on every one of these. So we would say, again, you could put the actual database in here, but we're going to say miscellaneous database fee. And we are going to say that we want one database fee, there it is. And it costs us, or we're going to bill $20 for it, okay? So that's in there now. And I'm going to add some time to that. So I'm going to say work hours. Let's go running the database. Okay, we're going to say that was 0.25 an hour. All right, so I've added the expense, and I have to create this journal after it. I'm going to click continue. I could put a receipt in there if I needed to, or some notes. All right, now it's going to ask me what type of entry I want to make. If I did surveillance or I had a situation where I want to give an outline, a time outline of what happened and when, I can simply click here and choose chronological order of events. That's going to go through and give me all of my surveillance entries, allow me to add, photos to each one of the entries. And then if we go to a regular entry, it's just going to be a normal entry, a text box. So I'm going to click normal entry, continue. Now we have a couple of options here. One, we can choose the access group, which I'm going to choose public here, which is the most basic group. The subject we're doing this on, okay, so we're going to say Jackie Reynolds. If there was another subject here, we'd be able to add that subject. And again, most case management systems don't allow that. They have a main subject where they work off of that subject only. But we know that's not how investigations go. So we're going to allow you to pick your subject. So if there was Jackie Reynolds and maybe somebody else on this and you were working at somebody else, you would put that other person here. Date and time for the actual entry. And if I go here to this preset, I can put in a preset like a summary, a general summary. It's going to put that information in there, and then I just have to change what I need to change. So you can put any type of pre-written content in there using the presets, and then you can either leave it as a summary general, or you can say this is a update number 1. You put whatever you want as the title. You can add identifying tags if you need to. And then here, you're going to say where this is going to go in the final report. So in the final report, you can say this is going to go a summary, the details, the objective. However, you can put as many of these as you need in here. So if you need criminal records, or if you need civil records, or if you need activity check, or if you need any title you need, you can go ahead and put in here. this is going to add this to that section of the final report. Okay, so that's why that's real important. And here, you simply, if you need to add photos or some sort of attachment, you could add those here, and they would follow um, the the entry through. So I'm going to hit continue here. All right. Now we have that update right here. I can expand to see it. Okay, I can expand any other ones, or I can expand all of these so I can read kind of see what's going on with the case, right? But now what I've done is I've gotten my time entries in, and I've gotten my report in for the day. So we're pretty much done. So that's kind of the idea that we wanted to enforce in CaseWatch, is giving people a workflow that kind of completes their day so that they don't have to spend too much time in a case management system. So if anybody has any questions, reach out anytime. My personal email is bd@casewatch.io. And I look forward to hearing from you.